I'm in Rutland Water, the UK's largest reservoir. It's a massive 4.2 square miles in surface area. Before we start, you should know that my mum had an operation later in the week, so we decided to do her favourite activity in life, taking very long walks. In order to keep things interesting for us, we decided to visit a reservoir, which is a man-made lake. Rutland Water was built for drinking water to serve the local area, so it's both pretty and useful. Near the car park, you can visit the visitor centre, where you can get lots of information and leaflets about the site if you're interested, as well as many souvenirs, including dinosaur plushies! Someone found a dinosaur skeleton on site recently and they're still examining it, so you can't visit it sadly. But you can still get the merchandise. Just outside of this, there's a mini golf course, a playground for your kiddies and a cafe. So there's plenty to keep you occupied if any of that is your cup of tea. In the summer, you can access Rutland Water Beach. As it was December, it was closed, and even if it hadn't been closed, it was way too cold anyway. After we had finished at the visitor centre, we made our way towards the reservoir. Straight away I saw this strange-looking sculpture, so I had to get closer. It was designed by the sculptor Alexander, and it cost £50,000 in total to make. Personally, I've never found these kinds of sculptures to look appealing, but I'm sure some people can appreciate it fully. We then had a look over at the reservoir, and although it was absolutely tiny in the distance, we could see the final destination of the walk on the other side. After finishing up on the shore, we began our walk around the lake. It was pretty cold, so it was important to not stand still too long gazing into the distance. I was wearing many layers. I've always found it interesting how reservoirs are created, as it involves flooding a large area of land and, inevitably, villages. As for Rutland Water, they had to flood most of Nether Hambleton and Middle Hambleton, leaving Upper Hambleton all alone in the peninsula that runs through the middle of the reservoir. As the Nether and Middle Hambletons no longer exist, Upper Hambleton is now just known as Hambleton. I think I said Hambleton way too many times there. On the side of the path, there was a flock of sheep, which I tried to film several times, and they just kept coming up as tiny dots. It was quite annoying, but I managed to get a slightly closer shot where you can actually see them a bit better. I'm really grateful that the path was paved and not made of dirt, as I was not wearing very practical footwear for the wet grass, and my feet would have been soaked. As we walked up the path a bit further, we came to a building known as the Octagon. I have no idea what it is, as I can't seem to find any information on it. I only know what it's called because it's labelled on Google Maps. If someone would tell me in the comments, then that would be great. It seems to have good Google reviews. As we walked a little further down the path, we came across some more sheep, and as always, sheep are very cute. And this time they are much closer, so I could appreciate them much better. At this point it started to rain, so we got out our umbrella, creating some lovely ASMR sounds for my background noise, and we could see the locally famous Normanton Church. This church is quite special to Rutland Water, as
in 1970, when the reservoir was going to be flooded, the public protested against the flooding of this church. When the reservoir was full, the church would have been partially submerged in the water. As the locals wanted to preserve the church, a trust was formed and they filled in the lower floor of the church with rubble and concrete to form a new floor, and the church is now a museum for the area and a wedding venue because of its unique appearance.
Unfortunately for us, it was closed, but I was able to walk around the mini island it was on, so that's not really that bad. As you might expect, Rutland Water is a popular destination from sailing, so you can see the many boats out there, and I am quite concerned about their sanity, as it was very cold and raining. At the end of our walk, we went to the Waterside Cafe. I think the automatic doors are broken, as they kept opening and closing. It was nice and warm inside, and it had a lovely festive Christmas tree. I had a Cornish pasty because I love them too much. I also had a millionaire shortbread and a milkshake. Definitely a great cafe and a great day out.